Hi, I'm Jessica Sheffield, and I have been a teacher for 15 years. And today I wanted to tell you about my classroom management. I'm trying to share a little bit of videos to help other teachers with their classroom management. And this one I think has really helped me with my class in kindergarten. So first I'm going to show you my book. So it's called Classroom Communication. I worked on it I had an illustrator work on this for me over the COVID time because I felt like what I do in my classroom would be so beneficial to other teachers while they were having to teach online. But I use this in my classroom, so I have it made as a book. I had Amazon print it for me, and it is available on Amazon, but I also have it on Teachers Pay Teachers. My colleague wanted these, but not in a book. She wanted them in poster form so she could put them up on her wall so kids could refer back to it. So that's how this was used in our classrooms. I just had it in my library so the kids could look at it, and she had it posted on the wall. So there's two ways that you can do this. I spend the first couple weeks teaching my students these different ways of communicating. I believe that the more talking that's not educationally related, it just draws attention away from the lesson and gets distracting for kids. And so this is what I do in my classroom to help prevent that. So I'm going to share those with you today. And then if it's something you're interested in, you can use the same concepts. You can get the visuals as well on Amazon or Teachers Pay Teachers. So I like to communicate with my class, but like I said, I don't want kids constantly talking and interrupting, especially teaching part-time kindergarten. I have this much time to get this much information out. And so I try to utilize as much time as possible. And this helps me communicate with my students without causing a disruption during lessons and work time. So it's very simple, and there's things that some teachers already do. So I'm just going to show a couple of the pages. For example, the thumbs up. And on this page, I just tell my students, when you want to communicate these things, you'll give me a thumbs up. When I see a thumbs up, this means yes, nicely done, correct, good job, go ahead, you're right. So if a student is asking about something or wanting permission, I can do this, and that tells them, yes, you can, or good job, or go ahead, you can do that. So I just tell my class, when you see me do a thumbs up, that's what that means. Then if a student does a thumbs up, I said, when you give me a thumbs up, you could be telling me, got it, I understand what you're telling me to do. Or, hey teacher, I'm done, I'm finished. I'll do that a lot. I'll say thumbs up if you're done. Or if you're ready, give me a thumbs up. So that's how they can communicate. Very simply, they don't have to yell, I'm done, I'm ready, blah, blah, blah. They don't need to do that. They can simply give me a thumbs up, okay? Let's see, there's the thumbs down as well. This one I use a lot in my lesson times, the thumbs sideways. And I will say, if you're confused or if you're not quite sure or you need extra practice, will you give me a thumbs sideways? This way I know. And at the beginning of the year, we practice this a lot during lesson time. But as the year goes on, I'll just say, okay, show me your thumbs. Where are you at? And then they know, yes, I got this. I need a little bit of help and I'm very confused right now. And so this is an easy way to get quick communication. I can scan my classroom, help me see if we need to continue to practice that a few more times, who I need to help when we go back to our tables for work assignments. There's the what hands. Point your head. I use this one a lot. So I tell my class, okay, when you see me do this, this is what I mean. I might be meaning think, not speak. I might be saying, do it in your head, okay? Or I might say, think about it. Just think about it. I'll ask you a question and say, think about it. For older kids, I would use think to prepare. So get ready before you do. Okay, so pointing to my head. This one could also be for students. So then I have a student page and I say, when you want to communicate to me this, I'm thinking to prepare, meaning I'm still thinking, give me time. That way it doesn't look like you're just sitting there doing nothing, but you're saying, I'm thinking, or I'm figuring it out. So if you're doing a math problem, I'm figuring it out. Don't rush me. I'm thinking, I promise. Or I'm doing it in my head right now type thing. So I just kind of show these examples to my students. We use this a lot for my turn, your turn type thing, pointing. What does it mean? When I do this, that means it's your turn to speak. It's your turn to blurt. Your turn as a whole class. So we go over those. Okay. This one, some teachers use this. This is connection. I like to do a lot of communication in my classroom. I think it's really good for students to talk to each other. And when they go like this, they're letting the other partner know that they get what they're saying, that they understand, that it makes sense. When we're sharing our personal opinions and thoughts, or what we read in the book, things like that. We'll take this opportunity to meet together as partners and discuss it. And it's fun for kids to be like, yeah, that makes sense to me too. I agree with you on that. So I'll do this one. This is the American Sign Language. No? So they see it in my face, but I'm like, nope. And they know, nope, we're not gonna do that. You're gonna stop type thing. If they're going to, they need to go to the bathroom. If I'm in the middle of a reading lesson or working with a student, they know that they just go like this, because this means bathroom in sign language, which is in here. There it is. So I teach them it, and I say, when you need to go to the bathroom, you don't say, I need to go to the bathroom, and you raise your hand and be all loud and interrupt my testing or whatever it is. You can simply walk up to me, no words. I simply go yes or no. Okay. Usually it's a yes though. So, but yeah. So having this communication will help in the classroom, because then not all the kids are talking, and I'm able to work with the student without having to stop this student. You be quiet. Hold on. Stop your thinking, so I can address this student. Say, okay, what's going on, honey? What do you need? Instead, they know they just walk up to me, and then I go back. Or they can even be standing behind the student I'm working with, and I give my thumbs up, and then we continue working. So to me, it was very helpful in the classroom. It also, why I thought this was helpful to share with other people, and that's why I had the graphics, was because during COVID, we were planning online learning, and I was like, you can't have a kid pushing the microphone every second, be like, can I go to the bathroom? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. And then most likely they're not going to tell you that they're struggling in the lesson. They're just going to ignore you and move on and let the concept get missed. In the classroom, they might have said something, but on Zoom, they're more likely to not participate. And so that's why having these things are very helpful when we were doing the online learning. Anyways, here's another one. We did sit down. I use this a lot. So if we are out and about in the whole school, somewhere in the school, instead of being like, sit down, instead of having to be loud and get up, I can simply look at them, connect eyes, and say, they know exactly what that means. So they knew to sit down without me having to get up and embarrass them and me by reminding them of how we sit when we're outside the classroom. So I just love this book because it took my classroom management and gave visuals, and I absolutely love visuals. So here's please. So some of it's American Sign Language, and some of it is just the basics of what we needed to communicate, and it just put it into visuals with how I would teach my students. So that's my classroom communication. It's a silent way to communicate. I find it very helpful in my classroom. Even with kindergartners, they know how to communicate with me without being disruptive and messing up our routines. So there you have it, classroom communication. If you're interested, once again, it is on Amazon or on Teachers Pay Teachers, or just use some of the ones that I showed in the video, incorporate them in your classroom, and hopefully have a wonderful, successful year without a ton of disruptions. All right, have a great day.